You know what? Most people just keep learning English for years. But when they try to speak this language, when it's time for them to speak in English, they always panic. They are always afraid of being wrong. They are always afraid of making mistakes. In this video, I am going to share with you 5 pillars that support good communication skills in English. So if you actually build these 5 pillars every day, nothing and nobody can stop you from becoming a fluent speaker. Or I am going to share with you all the secrets of mine that helped me reach the level I am at today. So let's get started without doing any further delay. And you know what the first pillar is? The first pillar is input before output. Yes, most people, what they do is they make the mistake of speaking first. It's okay to speak, but you can't speak good English without hearing good English. Let that sink in. I'm telling you, you can't speak good English without taking good input of spoken English. So in order to speak English fluently, you need to give yourself a lot of inputs about spoken English. For example, a child speaks their native language fluently because they have given themselves a lot of input about their native language. And that's what you need to do. If you want to speak English fluently, you need to listen to this language every day. Yes, you need to engage yourself in listening to this language every single day. You need to engage yourself into watching movies, into listening to podcasts, into doing everything in English. Your YouTube feed must be full of English content. That's what I'm telling you. Like, your first priority should be to listen to English if you are aiming for English fluency. That's the key point. You can watch podcast, English podcast, you can watch cartoons if you are a beginner. If you watch anything in English that you can understand, even if you understand 30% of English, and if you just keep going, your mind will adapt that. Your mind will slowly adapt and you will one day understand more than 95% English. This is my promise. Believe me when I say this. I started from scratch. When I was listening to English in 2023, I could not get even more than 10% of what I was listening. I promise you, I was not able to grasp what I was listening, even 10%. Okay? So you can take inspiration from me when it comes to that. But yeah, this is who I am. I started from zero, from scratch, from ground level, and came all the way to where I am right now. So yes, now let's talk about the second thing. Second thing is, once you have given yourself enough input, now it's time for you to speak this language from day one. Because without speaking, fluency is impossible. You have to engage in speaking as well in order to reach fluency. The reason I am able to articulate my thoughts the way I'm thinking, the reason I'm able to speak this language confidently in front of camera is because I practice this language every day. And don't make the excuse of not having any English partners. I also didn't have any English partners, but despite of not having any English partners, I managed to be able to talk clearly in this language. And that's what I am telling you to do. Just take your phone and start recording your speech in English, start recording videos in English. And if possible, there are a lot of apps that you can take help from, and you can just learn English from there. There is ChatGPT there that you can use to improve your English. There are certain prompts that you have to give ChatGPT in order to have conversation in a manner that will improve your English. So yes, there are ways out there. You need to be ready for that. You need to have that intent of learning English to become fluent in English. Yes, so this is the second pillar that you need to build in order to speak English fluently. Now let's talk about the third pillar. The third pillar is, don't learn English words individually. I mean, don't learn English words one by one, because that is going to exhaust your energy and you are not going to use any of the words that you will learn individually. Instead of learning words individually, what you need to do is learn English in pattern and phrases. Yes, this is what native speakers do. They learn English in phrases. They just speak English in pattern. So when you are listening to English, observe the patterns, observe the phrases, because it's more easy to remember phrases and using patterns while speaking than learning individual words and using them correctly. Because when you learn phrases or when you learn English patterns, you don't need to think about the next word. Like the word is together and you just speak that and people understand that. Now let me talk about the most important topic of this video, which is the fourth pillar of how to achieve fluency, and that is learning English grammar. You know what the funny part is? I think most people never speak English because they don't know grammar, and some people never speak English because they know too much grammar. They're always like confused, they're always in their head and they're always forming sentence according to the correct grammar rules, and they never end up speaking English fluently. Okay, this is what my real experience has been all through my English fluency journey. So when I teach students to speak English, I don't want them to focus on solely grammar rules. I want them to focus on their thoughts and just speak their thoughts out without using grammar first, and then I teach them some important grammar rules. Okay, so just grammar are there to support you, they are not there to stop you. They're there to support your communication skills so that you can speak English clearly and people will understand you better. Okay, they're not there to stop you. So this is the topic that you need to understand first, and then you need to build this pillar. Okay, I hope you get that. So my key point here would be, don't learn too much grammar rules. Learn enough grammar rules to form sentences. This is start speaking English, and over time you will see that your grammar is improving on its own. Let me talk about the fifth pillar, which is the most important pillar that you have to build in order to speak English fluently, and that is consistency. Yes, consistency beats motivation. No matter how motivated you are, it would last for some times, but when you act with a discipline, and what do I mean is when you practice English every single day despite your feelings, despite you are not having practicing English feelings, that's where you become fluent. That's where you go towards growth. And what do I mean by growth is you move towards English fluency. Okay, so yes, you have to be consistent in order to see the result. When it comes to learning a language, you have to be consistent. You have to talk to strangers in English, you have to talk to yourself in English, you have to talk, listen and talk, listen and talk, listen and talk. And that's what you have to do for a long period of time. And one day there will be a time you will not stop practicing this language, because there will be a point where you will fall in love with practicing English, and that's the point you should be aiming for. There will be time when you don't want to practice, when you will feel like, oh no, just let it go, I'll not speak this language, I'll not practice this language. But if you just pass by this feeling, then there will be a time when you will not stop practicing this language. And when you go to that zone of mood, when you go to that state of mind, nothing and nobody can stop you from becoming a fluent speaker. Okay, so yes, these were the 5 pillars that you need to build if you want to speak English fluently. And I think these were the pillars that I built first, and then I started teaching English, and I think now I can talk my thoughts out clearly. And the reason you are watching this video till the end is because you understood something, you understood what I was telling, and I hope you support me. If you are new to this channel, I want you to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, because in the future I'm going to bring a lot of value packed videos that will help you to speak English fluently, that will guide you to go to how to achieve fluency. So yes, this is what I'll say in the end. Bye bye.